Your move.
What is going on, you guys? Bastion YGO here, and today I'm coming at you with my Sunavalon deck profile. Now, Sunavalon is a really cool anime deck. It came out in the Vrains series of the archetypes, not the archetypes, the series of Yu-Gi-Oh! So if you have not watched Vrains, I highly recommend to go ahead and check it out. It starts off a little bit weird, but then again, which Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime doesn't? Now, as far as the Sunavalon deck goes, is actually the first extra link that we see in the anime. I'm pretty sure. May have to go back and confirm, but I believe it is the very first extra link combo that we actually saw in the anime, and therefore making it very possible in the actual TCG OCG card game as well. So now with the addition of Sunbind Sowing, this actually becomes very possible and actually makes this deck a million times more consistent. For those of you guys who did not play the Sunavalon deck before, I very much tried. It was very lackluster, inconsistent. Now honestly, this is teetering on tier 2 deck. It just loses extremely hard to Nibiru, but then again, a lot of decks do, so it's not really something that I would really count against it. It's just the deck itself is very focused on, first of all, getting that extra link, so preventing your opponent from link summoning, which makes this an amazing deck going up against Tri Brigade, or any deck that just uses the extra deck over the extra monster zone overall. So any link based deck, this deck, if it goes first, so Sunavalons are going to have a big advantage as far as that goes moving forward. Now, as far as that goes, go ahead and get right into the deck profile, guys, so we can go ahead and explain over our card choices. So first, Sunseed, Genius, Loki. You gotta play 3 of these. The entire deck pretty much revolves around you starting your link summon with Sunseed, Genius, Loki. Now, immediately right off the bat, you might think this is ridiculously inconsistent. You have to start off and your first card has to be a normal monster, which I understand how one might feel about that. However, we play multiple cards in this deck that help us get Sunseed, Genius, Loki out on the very first play, so that's actually not an issue whatsoever. Then you play Sunseed Twin. This is a card I maybe had at 2, more likely than not 1 before Sunseed Sunbind Sowing came to the field. But essentially, Sunseed Twin is an amazing card to go ahead and be able to continue on in your combos, and is a very critical intermediate point in your combo plays. Definitely a must-have at 3. After that, you play 3 Rescue Rabbit. This is another one of the ways that we're able to go ahead and get into the Genius Loki on the very first play, and then actually use it once, pretty much serve its purpose, so you can throw away the rest from there. Lone Fire Blossom is a ridiculous card for this deck. Is absolutely insane, pretty much letting you tribute any plant face-up plant type monster, but essentially use tribute itself, special summon any plant monster from your deck, no restriction whatsoever. You can summon literally whatever you want as long as it's a plant. It's absolutely insane. Next, you are going to want to play your 1 Aromage Laurel. Aromage Laurel is very critical in this specific build, only because it does allow you to special summon itself and gain life points, which then triggers your Aromage Jasmine. Now, Jasmine is going to be probably the most important card, as far as essentially without this Aromage Link monster, Aroma Seraphy Link monster, then essentially this deck would be extremely lackluster and it would not be where it is today. But because this actually helps you dig through your deck, gain the cards you want only by having more life points than your opponent, and also whenever you gain life points, which is why Laurel is so important, it makes this deck absolutely insane and extremely consistent going first. Next, you are going to want to play your Mudan the Rika Fairy and your Snowdrop Rika Fairy. So the Mudan Rika Fairy and the Snowdrop are both going to be your searches from the Jasmines whenever they both activate, whenever you do summon the Laurel. Now Mudan is very important because it does let you go into your Rika sheet, which I'll go ahead and get into in just a little bit as well. Next, you're going to play your 1 Mardell, the Generator Boss of Light. Now, with this card, is the worst card to possibly see in your opening hand. However, it is going to be the, card used, the Garnet, the normal monster used with Brilliant Fusion. It is going to be the Garnet of your deck. However, it comes in super clutch. Basically, whenever this card is special summoned, which again extremely easy to do, especially with Lone Fire Blossom, you are able to go ahead and add any plant type monster from your deck to your hand, which is absolutely ridiculous. Just continuing, you know, adding more of your deck into your hand. Like I said, this deck just digs and searches for specific cards you need, which is absolutely insane. So no card really goes to waste. Next for your hand traps, you play the Gamma package, 3 Gamma and 1 Driver. Like I said, this deck is very susceptible to cards like, of course, Nibiru. Of course, Gamma's not going to, you know, negate Nibiru, but it is susceptible to hand traps, so you do want to go ahead and get those out the way as soon as possible. Also great for going second, of course. Triple Ash Blossom and triple Effect Veiler, I think, are the most high power hand traps in the current format. Now, we have gone back and forth on Effect Veiler, switching it for a Nibiru instead, but it really is just up to personal preference. It just tends to, I tend to want to see Effect Veiler more than Nibiru, but that may be just the people that I happen to be going up against. This is going to be it for the monster lineup, guys. Just 26 monsters in the main deck. Now for the spells, you play 3 Sunvine Sowing, absolutely ridiculous cards. So basically you search this off your first link summon of Dryas, and Sunvine Sowing lets you special summon a Sunseed monster from your deck, and if you do, take 1000 damage. And that is extremely important because Dryas says whenever you take battle or effect damage, you gain that much life points, and if you do, special summon a Sunvine monster from your extra deck, which then lets you go into your Sunvine Healer, and then you gain 300 life points, which means you now have more life points than your opponent because you took 1000, you gained 1000, and then you gain an additional 300, which puts you at 8300 life points to your opponent's 8000, which makes all your Aro Mage, Seraphy cards live in your hand and your extra deck as well, of course on your field. So absolutely ridiculous card. You are going to need Sunvine Sowing. Then 1 Sunvine Shrine, again the 1 extender is really all it is. You don't even want to play more than 1, maybe 2, but definitely not 3. Triple Unexpected Die, and another way to go ahead and get into your Sunseed Genius Loki. Is also not once per turn, so you're able to go ahead and activate as many of these as you want. Absolutely insane. And you play 1 for 1, which is again another way to go ahead and get your Loki on the board. You play 1 Pot of Avarice because you go through monsters like crazy, like I'm sure you are seeing based off how I'm explaining the combos, things like that. So definitely Pot of Avarice comes in super clutch. I have thought about playing this at 2, but right now I want to keep it at 40 cards for the consistency. However, it may be going to 41. This may be the first deck I actually play 41 cards, but every time I try it doesn't work out. Anyway, I digress. 1 Monster Reborn, again, another extender you may need. 1 World Legacy Succession, again, more extender, more keep going. The reason I play these 2 cards is really just to continue playing around hand traps. Let's say that you, for some reason, are unable to keep going and you have a Genius Loki in the grave. Great, special summon it back, and then you keep going about your plays, or special summon a Link monster and go from there. Next, Call by the Grave, self-explanatory, lose the hand trap, so there you go, take it from there. Now, of course, you can play cards like Crossout Designator. However, this is a very budget build. I believe you can pick up every single card in this deck for a total of around 40 bucks, 50 bucks max, to get literally everything. All these cards are like 20 cents. So I think that's really fun. I think the only card that's worth me a few bucks is going to be your Ash Blossom. But that's pretty much it. I mean, effectively, it's been reprinted a million times. Gamma might be worth it 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 bucks here and there. But again, you don't have to get the highest rarity. As long as you get the cards, you can play his entire deck for like less than 40, 50 bucks. So it's absolutely insane. Next, your 2 trap cards you're going to play in the deck, which you are going to be able to search both of them in your first turn. It's absolutely insane. One is Rika Sheet. So what this allows you to do is target a face-up monster your opponent controls, also tribute 1 plant-type monster, and that is going to be the cost. So target and tribute. Players cannot activate that face-up monster's effect on the turn. If you tributed a monster when you activated this card, take control of that monster into the end phase. So then you can go ahead and So the attributing your plant type monster is going to be optional, which is amazing. But if you do, which you should, you get to go ahead and take their monster, which just completely interrupts your board, except especially against a deck like Tri-Brigade, where they're very reliant on having that first monster on board. You just negate it, you take it, and then you leave them with absolutely nothing. It's amazing against Virtual World as well. Let's say they don't have a spell or trap to go ahead and activate their hands off of. Their first normal summon, you take it, and that's it. Absolutely insane. And then your 1 Sunavalon Bloom is an amazing floodgate card for the Sunavalon archetype. So when this card is activated, if you control a Link 4 or higher plant type monster, when this effect resolves, which is the only way you're actually going to be able to search it through the Link 4 monster, you get to negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent controls. And during damage calculation, if your plant link monster battles activate this effect, it gains attack equal to the combined attack of all monsters it currently points to. So what you are going to want to do is put your Link 4 Sunavalon, insert Link 4 name right there, because that's ridiculous. And you're going to want to have it pointing a few different Sunavalon and other Link monsters, such as your whatever this card is called, Bank Lancer, we're gonna call him. So that's gonna be it for the main deck, guys. Just 40 card main deck. Like I said, extremely consistent, even with the normal monsters in there. It's absolutely super easy to go ahead and get these out. I believe there's 9, 12, 13, 14 different ways to go ahead and get them out. I believe 15 different ways to go ahead and get it out. So extremely consistent, considering pretty much half your deck is able to go ahead and get out your Genius Loki. Now when it comes to the extra deck, that is when it gets a little bit tight when it comes to specifically for this build, which again is the extra link version. So triple Dryas, you may go through all these in your opening combo. 1 healer, again, just you gain the 300 life points. Double Thrasher, it's absolutely insane when it comes to actually dealing damage to your opponents, which is really good as well. 1 Dreities, 2 Daphne, which is, I believe it just came out as well. 2 Jasmine as well. You're going to be summoning both of these in your opening turn also. Then you're going to play 2 of your Sunavalon Melius. Absolutely amazing card. So glad it finally came out. I don't think it came out when the deck first came out, and it was a big blow to the consistency of the decks. Absolutely insane. Letting you resurrect your Genius Loki from the grave, and then your 1 Link 4 Sunavalon monster as well. So you go ahead and search your trap card, and it's also just an amazing effects overall. And then your 1 Bank Lancer, the Resurgent, is pretty much gonna be there because it is a plant, is a Link 4 plant monster, and because it has 2500 attack to your Link 4 Sunavalon. Again, amazing as well. So that's gonna be it for the main deck and the extra deck, guys. I don't really have a side deck for this. This is just pretty much cards I was testing out. Another card that I've seen used is the Rika Queen. So that may be a card that maybe you want to look into as far as that goes as well, because Rika Fairy is able to go ahead and turn all your monsters into, pretty much as level modulation. You can pretty much summon whatever plant Exceed you like. I have also seen people play the rank 9 plant monster, the Hyperion card. I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but go ahead and put it up on the screen here just so you guys can see. It's actually amazing. It gives you an Omni Negate on the board as well. But yeah, so go ahead and let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I'll be posting a combo video for this deck profile in the next few days, just so you guys can go ahead and see exactly how the extra link works and how consistent it'll be. We'll also do some test hands. Go ahead and check that out, so stay tuned for that. Leave a like if you guys did enjoy. Subscribe for more videos, guys, and I'll go ahead and see y'all in the next one.